was.
All right. We will go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Christopher Brown. It's 26 CF 1116 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Mr. Brown appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. I understand that Mr. Brown wants to waive his extradition to Illinois.
Okay, and Mr. Brown, I got to ask you some questions about that. Have you had an opportunity to talk to Attorney Cuevas about your right to an extradition hearing?
Yeah,
And was he able to answer any questions that you might have had?
yeah,
And you understand the issue isn't whether you've committed the offense, it's just whether you're the Christopher M. Brown and whether the state of Illinois has a legal basis for you to be brought back. You understand that? And you could have an extradition hearing and require the state to get some formal paperwork called a governor's warrant. You'd have the right to have an attorney, and the attorney could test the sufficiency of the paperwork and make sure that it's all in order. You understand all that?
yeah.
Any questions at all that you have about your right to an extradition hearing?
No.
All right, and do you wish to waive your right to an extradition? All right, you don't want to have a hearing set and remain here potentially. You just want to go back to Illinois.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll find that you freely, voluntarily, and knowingly waived your right to an extradition hearing. Do we have the paperwork?
No, it was not provided to me. I'm drafting what I'll go with, so it should be just,
Okay, so we're gonna have some paperwork that you also have to sign. And once that's done, I'll remand you to the custody of the sheriff, and then Illinois will come get you. And I guess while we're waiting for that, Attorney Cuevas, you did get a copy of the extradition complaint?
Yes, I gave him a copy.
All right. You. Right, so we will be adjourned.
Next is Jalen Smith.
yeah, something there.
Oh, sorry. No, that I've ever, I have never noticed that before. Maybe they usually fill it all out. I'm sorry, who do we have?
Mr. Smith, Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith.
We'll call the state of Wisconsin versus Jalen Smith. It's 26 CF 1107 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Mr. Jalen Smith appears in custody with counsel attorney David Anderson making a special appearance today.
All right, and looks like you got a copy of the complaint.
We have received a copy of the complaint. We do waive anything and stand mute to any misdemeanors.
And as far as the address on the complaint, is that current?
It is current.
All right, I'll make findings of probable cause. And are not guilty pleas to the misdemeanors, state's position on bail.
I'm going to be requesting $750 cash bail, asked for the sole non-monetary condition that the defendant have no contact with Maya D. Maya spelled M-I-A-H. In terms of support for that cash bail request, it comes down to the nature of the offense. Here we have an Act 3 eligible offense being committed while the defendant was on felony bail. That's out of Columbia County. It's a pretty serious gun offense that he's facing there. Given his behavior while on bond in that case, I do think that there is a risk of the defendant violating other conditions of his release, such as appearing in court, and that cash bail at this point is appropriate.
Great. And Attorney Anderson?
We have no objection to the non-monetary conditions of no contact with Mia D. We do ask court for a signature bond. Mr. Smith is a resident of Madison, Dane County, has been for some time. I am not aware of any missed court appearances. Certainly, he's aware of his bond conditions and will continue to follow those. I will also note that he is gainfully employed. It is going to be very difficult for him to be able to come up with $750 to post to get out, and he would very much like to be able to maintain his employment.
All right. Well, I think it's a close call. He's alleged to have committed an Act 3 eligible offense while out on felony bail. It wasn't a specific condition of bail that he was violating. It looks like he's been on bail for about 7 months without other violations. Also, the lack of failures to appear, I think, is in his favor. I'll grant him a signature bond. I will order no contact direct or indirect with Maya D. What about time limits?
We will waive the time limits.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Next is Bradley Osborne. Great.
Was he sorting for us being on the new case? Was he screening for the new case? Okay, so.
I could also bring him in.
Pero sabes si ya pusieron mi nombre como su nuevo. Well,
I can bring him in quicker than we're. I would deal with it.
Oh, okay. I'll contact Mary.
But you.
Ya, tengo el caso viejo, why not? Good afternoon.
Afternoon. I assume they're bringing him.
He's coming. I just spoke with him briefly.
Great, we'll call the state of Wisconsin versus Bradley Osborne. It's 25 CM 113 for a bail hearing and 26 CM 1136 for an initial appearance. The appearances, please.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Lourdes Scenarios appearing with and on behalf of Bradley Osborne, who appears in person and in custody.
All right, and do you have the new criminal complaint?
I do, Your Honor. We have reviewed it. We waived the formal reading. My client enters a not guilty plea at this point.
And do we have a good address on the new complaint?
Is that the one?
Correct.
For now, it will remain at the 19 Aberg Avenue address.
Okay, that's fine. I'll find probable cause in the new case and are not guilty, please. State's position on bail in each of the cases.
In the newer case, I will ask for $1,000 cash bail. I'll ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant first have no contact with Ryan C. And second, that he be banned from James Madison Park in the city of Madison. In the older case, I will be asking for $500 cash to be applied there. It'll be for similar reasons. Taking a look at the new case, the defendant was out on bond in the older case that we're also here addressing. He missed court December 22nd of 2025. He's been in warrant status for 5 or so months. Since then, he was picked up here knowing he had a warrant, refused to tell law enforcement his name when they contacted him during this arrest. The defendant also has prior missed court in that 113 case. I am seeing missed court from June 25th of 2025. Warrant was active through October of 2025. There was also a failure to appear from April 9th of 2025. In that case, I think pretty clearly some cash bail at this point is appropriate to ensure that the defendant voluntarily appears in court.
Great. And Attorney Andreas.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, my client's 36 years old. He has been residing locally here in Madison for the last 3 years. During that time, unfortunately, he has struggled primarily with homelessness. Most of his family lives in Illinois. The intention is to eventually return to Illinois where he can have more familial support. In the interim, it has been difficult for him to receive notice of these, the current case, the new charges, and then the old case. So it wasn't a willful of non-appearance. However, now that he has been reminded, he has my contact information, I will be continuing on the older case. I will be appointed formally by the public defender on the new case. My client is indigent, qualifies for the public defender services, and cannot pay any cash bail amount. The case 25 CM 113 and the new case, new charges in 26 CM 1136. None of these are violent offenses. He doesn't have a history of committing violent offenses. In fact, his prior conviction is dated, goes back to 2008, does not pose a significant threat to the public. Again, is aware of his bond conditions and is ready and willing to resolve these matters and appear for court in future. And I would ask the court to withdraw the warrant, reinstate the signature bond in the 25 CM 113 case, and also order a signature bond in the new case.
All right. I think given the appearance history, there's certainly need for cash to assure appearance in court. He's missed 3 times, been on a warrant for 5 months or maybe a little bit more. Then when he has contact with law enforcement, he's allegedly resistive obstructive. He was out on an Act 3 eligible offense, and here he's allegedly threatening to hit people over the head with a rock and then makes threats that he's going to find the person once he gets out of jail. There's a need for cash bail here. I guess I see 25 CM 113 as the more serious offense because that's an Act 3 eligible offense. I'm going to set $750 cash bail there with the prior conditions, and 26 CM 1136. I'll set $500 cash bail. Order a no contact director and direct with Ryan C. and a band from James Madison Park, and we'll be adjourned.
Okay, great.
I'll try a motion. Okay,
Next is Marlo Phillips.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Marlo Phillips, who's family owns.
Great, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Marlo Phillips. It's 26 CM 1130 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Mr. Phillips appears in person in custody alongside his attorney, Rachel Miliotto.
And then Attorney Miliotto, do you have a copy of the complaint?
Yes, I have received a copy of the complaint, waive formal reading and request to enter pleas of not guilty.
Okay, and do we have the correct address?
So yes, I also believe that the victim in this case is here and wishes to make a statement.
I'm not sure what victim there would be for the charges.
Before the misdemeanor, for the misdemeanor bail jumping, it was the victim who was present in the car with him from his previous case.
I see.
Yes.
Okay, well, if we do have the victim, they can unmute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep. Can you just identify yourself?
Yeah, so my name's Denise Jefferson.
Okay, and what did you want to say, Ms. Jefferson?
I just wanted to present, so when we were pulled over on the way to go to UW Hospital for our child. I had a sitter for the child. The child called and let us know that we needed to come to the hospital, meet her there. So we were on the way to UW Hospital to be present for our child.
Okay,
And-
go
and I
ahead.
did send over like a letter from his pediatrician stating that I was present that night. Marlo obviously was not because he was pulled over on the way there.
Okay, and it looks like your first name is spelled Denyse. Is that right, Ms. Jefferson?
It's with an I. That's my preferred spelling legally. It's with an I.
Okay, and I just need that for the court reporter to take down. Thank you. State's position on bail?
The state will be requesting $500 cash bail. I will ask that the defendant have non-monetary conditions of no contact with Denise J. Except through a third party only for the purposes of child custody exchange or while at a scheduled doctor appointment for their shared child. I will ask for further non-monetary conditions that the defendant not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license and that he not operate a motor vehicle without a functioning IID. The nature of the cash bail request, as well as the no contact, comes down to the defendant's performance on bond. Here he is violating specific conditions of bail, and at this point I do believe that for consistency the no contact is appropriate with those carve outs and that cash bail is appropriate to ensure that those non-monetary conditions are followed.
All right, and Attorney Miliota?
We're asking for a signature bond, Your Honor. Ms. Jefferson appeared specifically to state that the reason that the conditions were violated on this particular day was because of an emergency that was occurring with their shared child. And I do believe that they were trying to honor the spirit of the conditions of Mr. Phillips' bail because there was a third party present in the car with them. But the bail jumping was a reaction to an emergency occurring with their child. It was not intentional, I believe. Like disregard for the conditions of his bond. We're asking for a signature bond. Additionally, Mr. Phillips is employed and I am an appointed attorney on his other cases. I do think that the $500 bond is going to be difficult for him to post, and he will likely lose his employment if he's not able to post quickly.
All right, any response from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Well, I think there's certainly a basis to argue for cash bail. I think it's a close call. I think if we're back here for another case, it's probably just going to be a no contact and there aren't going to be any carve out for third parties because we've got a history where it looks like you got bail, had conditions, and then picked up another case involving the same victim. This is now the third case. I'm going to reluctantly go along with the signature bond. Part of that is based on what Ms. Jefferson has provided in regards to the circumstances surrounding the contact. And I will be consistent with the other two cases in order that you have no contact, direct or indirect, with Denise J. except through a third party. And that's only for purposes of exchanging the child and custody related issues. That doesn't mean you can be in person with them. That third party has to be the one who's exchanging the child and passing the messages along about your child. So that doesn't mean that the two of you then can be in contact. Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right, and I'll order that you not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, that you not operate a motor vehicle without a functioning ignition interlock device, and we'll be adjourned.
Just wait for a question. Next, Don Sean Davis, just a moment before that, we do have our Spanish interpreter here now. I know you said that it didn't seem like there's anybody that needed assistance. Do you have Soto here? So I do find out. And we have the attorney, we're still waiting for Soto. Okay. But I guess maybe we should ask them again, since we have the interpreter here. Okay. He's gonna come around. Well, speak of the front. Oh, it does.
Well, we're just trying to find out if he needs a Spanish interpreter.
Okay. But we do have an interpreter here.
Would you like the interpreter to assist you today?
It's fine if she can help me.
Okay, that's fine. We'll keep her around. We're still waiting for your complaint to get drafted.
I'm fine, understand.
Well, we can't proceed right now because we don't have your criminal complaint, so we'll have to go back there.
English is fine.
Alright.
It's fine.
No necesitas
intérprete.
No, está bien, it's fine.
Dice, doesn't mean.
It's fine.
Okay,
For the
it's,
moment,
it's no issue if,
So we can go back in there for a few minutes.
Oh, no.
yeah, it's no issue though if you want the
No.
interpreter.
No, no, ahora.
No, ahora no.
No.
Entre aquí, por favor.
Oh, okay.
Lo siento. Oh, okay.
Not sure.
Alejandro, if you're able to stick around for a little bit.
I'll stick around. It sounded like that was very.
I'm not sure what the difficulty of communicating with them was exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Would be helpful if you're.
Just in case.
Mr. Davis. Instead of the yellow.
Who's this?
Davis.
Davis, Don Sean Davis.
Okay, we'll call the state of Wisconsin versus Don Sean Davis. It's 26 CF 1103 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Mr. Davis appears in person and by Dorothea Watson. I have received a copy of the criminal complaint. The address is accurate. Reserving all jurisdictional objections, we'd request a preliminary hearing.
Okay, and I'll make findings of probable cause. State's position on bail.
The state will be requesting $1,500 cash bail. I'll ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant have no contact with Avanya A, spelled Avyona, and that he be banned from any place that Avanya A resides or temporarily occupies. In terms of support for that cash bail request, despite the defendant's young age, he has now accrued 5 felony matters in Dane County. He's subject to cash bond in several of those. Looks like, I don't necessarily have the details on hand, but he didn't appear to do extremely well on pretrial services as well. That's from the assigned ADA in his open cases. It looks like here we have the defendant committing at least one Act 3 eligible offense while he is out in the community, despite being subject to those bail conditions and despite having posted previous cash bail. So given that behavior, the state does believe an increase in cash bail is appropriate at this time.
Okay, and Attorney Watson.
Your Honor, I believe that cash bail has been ordered and posted in only one of those cases that are pending. He was on bail monitoring for some time. He had pretty strict restrictions about where he could travel during the day. And one of the violations was that he failed to ask for permission to go from his mom to his dad's. Another time, a bunch of people came to his house. He ran because they were after him, and his bracelet came off. The following day, he went back and got it back on. And the last violation was that he was going from one parent's house to another. He missed a bus, so he walked instead of waiting for the next bus. He was not authorized to do that. So the violations were not new criminal conduct, but rather kind of just, I don't want to say technicalities. I know that it's a condition of his bail that he do exactly what he's supposed to, but quite frankly, they were small mistakes, and I believe that Deshaun is doing it really his best, given his age and his maturity. I'd ask that the court consider a signature bond. And if not a signature bond, certainly less cash than that. At one point, I know his mom thought the most she could come up with, and this was earlier this month, was $100 total. So 1,500 would be just well out of range. I think they've posted 1,000 so far, so he's got that much skin in the game already.
All right, well, it's concerning, it's an Act 3 eligible offense. He's out for operating a motor vehicle without consent as a party to the crime, armed robbery, party to the crime, possession of a firearm on school grounds, and then bail jump. So he's not shown an ability to avoid violating the general condition to not pick up any new crimes. And the violations on pretrial services that you described are really not my concern. It's the continued criminal activity, dangerous behavior, Act 3 eligible behavior. I don't see $100 cash bail or a signature bond as appropriate at this point. I think there's a pretty compelling Act 3 analysis at this point, and I generally don't set less than $1,000 because I don't think it really serves that purpose. Protect the public when you set it in an amount less than that. He's already had $1,000 cash bail. I think there's a good argument for something above that. I'll set it at $1,250. I'll order a no contact director and director of the Vanya A. And for residents, whether that's temporary or otherwise. Should we schedule a timely preliminary hearing?
Yes, if we could, please.
Okay, we will do that and we'll be adjourned.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Davis, right this way, please. We just got Soto's complaint.
Will you be giving me any choices for a date or?
Yep, just the ball.
Okay, thank you.
Right now, I'm looking at. May 26th at 2:30.
Yes, that would work. Thank you.
Jose Soto?
Great, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Jose Jasier Soto. That's 26 CM 1137. We have certified Spanish interpreter Alejandra Cleric interpreting. Ms. Cleric, if you'd raise your right hand, I'll give you the oath. And do you swear or affirm that you will truly, accurately, completely, and impartially interpret the proceedings?
Yes, I do. Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is certified interpreter Alejandra Cleric.
All right, could we get the appearances?
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Jose Soto appears with counsel Luis Cuevas for today's purposes only. We have received a copy of the complaint. Perhaps Mr. Soto can verify the address.
So I think we have 2206 Allied Drive on the criminal complaint. Is that the best place for you to get mail, Mr. Soto?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Also, we haven't determined whether Mr. Soto qualify or not for services.
Okay, the deputy is going to give you the public defender info. Give them a call if you need help getting a lawyer. I'll make findings of probable cause, enter not guilty pleas to the misdemeanors. Looks like he has body only warrants. And four other cases, and I assume those are to be addressed by the branch.
So he has pending cases?
There are four cases. They're all scheduled for a bail hearing on the 21st. It looks like Attorney Darius was representing them in both of them or representing.
I see. Okay.
All right, what's the state's position on bail?
In this newest case, I'll be requesting $1,000 cash bail. I'll ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant first have no contact with Selvin M.M. Selvin is spelled Selvin. I would also ask for a ban from the 2200 block of Allied Drive in Madison. As has been indicated on the record today, the defendant is now on his fifth open case in Dane County. He's previously been able to post hundreds of dollars of cash bail, only to then miss court. In those open cases, he has bench warrants from July 1st of 2025. Was not served for about a month. He then had another bench warrant issued, or a number of them issued, between mid-October and mid-November of 2025. As the court indicated, those are still active and were active at the time the defendant was picked up on this case, where he lied to law enforcement about his name and date of birth. And given those factors, cash bail is appropriate. And given his previous ability to post hundreds of dollars, I think $1,000 is appropriate at this point.
And it looks like he's posted $500 in one of the cases, $250 in one of the others. I think maybe signature bonds and the other two. And Attorney Cuevas, your position on bail?
Well, it's clearly, it's going to receive cash bail given the history. We do request a lower amount of cash.
Yeah, I think given the history, cash bail's certainly shown to be necessary. I'll set it a little bit less at $750, but that's essentially the total amount between two cases that wasn't sufficient to get him to come to court. I will order a no contact direct or indirect with Selvin. Last initials N is in Nancy and M is in Mary, is that right?
M is in Mary for both. M.
Sorry,
M and M,
Yes, M and
like
M.
the candy.
Yes, like the candy.
Selvin M. And a band from the 2200 block of Allied Drive. And we'll be adjourned. All right, thank you, Ms. Clark.
Okay. Well, we shut it.
Yep, have a good day. I think it's a forfeiture. We'll call the County of Dane versus Amadou Ba. It's 26-876 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the people of Dane County. The defendant appears in person, in custody without counsel.
All right, and Mr. Ba, they've given you a forfeiture complaint that charges county disorderly conduct. Do we have a good address on that?
Excuse me?
Do we have a good address for you to get mail from the court on the complaint, kind of in the upper left-hand corner underneath your name?
Yeah.
Okay, so the good news is, even though you got arrested for criminal charges, they've decided to charge you with a non-criminal ordinance. That's what this charge is. It's more like a traffic ticket. So I think you're gonna get released today no matter what, but they are gonna have an offer. If you want to accept that offer, then you can be done with the case. If not, I think you're still getting released, okay? What's the offer?
The county would resolve for court costs.
Okay, so if you wanted to enter a no contest or guilty plea to the charge and accept that offer, you'd have to pay $114.50 in the next 60 days or work out a payment plan with a clerk's office if you needed more time. Did you want to accept their offer? Or do you want to contest the charges?
Wait, can you explain it to me a little bit more? I'm fake confused. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't really understand anything.
Yeah, so it's a non-criminal charge, the county disorderly conduct. So it's more like a traffic ticket as far as severity.
Okay.
They're offering that you plead to that charge and pay $114.50. You don't have to pay it up front to get released. You're going to get released no matter what, but you'd need to pay that within the next 60 days or work out a payment plan with a clerk if you needed more time to pay. That's if you want to accept their offer and be done with the case. If you don't want to accept their offer, you're still going to get released. You just have to show up for future court dates, okay?
So like if I accept it, like it don't matter, like it won't be on my record or none of that.
It'll be on the CCAP record for a period of time. It'll indicate to potential employers that it's a non-criminal offense. And then I think in a couple of years, it comes off of CCAP, but it would be there for a period of time.
Yeah, I will accept that, but I need extra time to pay for it
Okay.
because I don't got a job right now.
Sure. I'll judge you guilty of county disorderly conduct based upon the no contest plea. And you'll be ordered to pay $114.50. Contact the clerk court's office if you need more time. They would be the ones to arrange the payment plan, not me. Okay? And they're going to give you that information. Okay? All right, we are adjourned.
Next is Tiffany Mercier appearing via Zoom.
Up here, go down to the food slot if you'd like, okay?
Okay, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Tiffany Mercier. It's 26 CM 1128 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin. I appear in person.
Tiffany Mercier appears via Zoom in custody. with Council Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. She lists an address at the Bethel Church. That's the address, but no other information. So whatever address the Bethel Church is, that's her address.
My recollection was that maybe they had changed it recently. I think it used to be 312 West Washington, but maybe it's 114 West Washington or something now. I'll try to look it up.
Perhaps Ms. Mercier knows, if you know the address of the Bethel Church, if you can just state that out loud so the clerk can put that on court notices.
Address?
Well,
Down here.
oh. Yes, I do believe it's 312.
I'll use 312 Wisconsin Avenue.
Okay. All right.
Also, Ms. Mercer qualified for services.
Okay, I'll make findings of probable cause for the charges that apply to this defendant. Please. And what's the state's position on bail?
The state has no objection to a signature bond. I would ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant first be banned from Dexter's Pub in Madison, and that the defendant be banned from the 2600 block of East Johnson Street in Madison.
You all right, Attorney Clear?
Yeah,
Need a
okay.
moment
Yes,
or some water?
No, I guess all right, thank you. I guess.
Okay, so. Okay, I didn't catch the pub. What's the name?
Dexter's Pub.
All right. So I'll order a signature bond. Conditional be that you be banned from Dexter's Pub and a ban from the 2600 block of East Johnson. And we'll be adjourned.
That's the Mohammed Darbo. Darbo? Please stand with the offense.
Great, we'll call the state of Wisconsin versus Mohammed Darbo. It's 26 CF 1099 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Mr. Darbo appears with Council Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. The address in the complaint is correct. Mr. Darbo qualified for services.
Great, I'll make a finding of probable cause. There is a public safety assessment report. It recommends a signature bond. State's position on bail.
The state is requesting $500 cash bail. I would ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant first have no contact with the individual listed in the complaint as child victim. For the sake of expediency, that individual has the initials LD or any member of child victim's family. I will further ask for no contact with the individual listed as child witness one. For the sake of expediency, that individual has the initials CGT. Or any family members of child witness one. And I would ask that the defendant be banned from the community park, which is located at 1740 Northport Drive. In terms of support for that cash bail, it looks like it is an Act 3 analysis, given the nature of the standalone charge here. State views as risk to the victim. I would also note the indication from the charging attorney in this case would be that this is a particularly strong case with a likelihood of conviction. There were multiple witnesses as well as video of the incident. So given those factors, the state does believe some amount of cash bail is appropriate to protect the public and assure appearance.
And Attorney Cuevas?
Your Honor, the PSA speak for itself. Recommendation is for a signature bond based upon the assessment report, which are listed at 1. So based upon the lack of misscore appearances or even a criminal record, we request a signature bond.
All right. Well, it is Act 3 eligible. I have to consider the totality of the circumstances, not having a prior record, never having missed court are all certainly in his favor. It doesn't appear that there's obvious intimidation factors that are present here. Obviously, the behavior is concerning and a little bit bizarre. But given the lack of prior record, I don't know that cash is necessary to assure compliance with the bond conditions and protect the public at large. If it were, I'm not sure that $500 is the amount that's going to get the job done either. As far as risk to not appear, I don't think there's a significant risk not to appear given the ties and the lack of failures to appear. So I'm going to order a signature bond. I will order a no contact, direct or indirect, with the victim with the initials LD, any of their family members, and CGT and any of their family members, that you be banned from the community park, and that you not be at 1740 Northport Drive. What about time limits for a preliminary hearing?
Their way.
All right, and Mr. Darbo, it's going to be really important to follow all these conditions, make your court dates and not pick up any new charges. The analysis may turn out to be different, given that you're out on bail on a Act 3 eligible offense. All right, we are adjourned.
Sorry, sir. Next is Yanni Stanley for a forfeiture.
I think he's got 2 cases, actually.
He does. There was a second case that was added after we began.
I don't think there's a complaint. I think there's
No, it's a bail
forfeiture and
hearing.
then a bail hearing, the PC affidavit.
I'll get a copy of that. I understand where it is.
All right, we will call the County of Dane versus Yanni Stanley. That's 26 FO 880. And then the bail hearing for Yanni Stanley, 26 GF 37028. Could I get the appearances?
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Mr. Stanley appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the probable cause affidavit. We haven't determined whether they qualify or not. Perhaps Mr. Stanley can provide an address for the court.
Okay, and Mr. Stanley, is there a good place where you can get mail?
Yes.
All right, and what is that address?
2354
Any apartment number?
number 1, so
Okay, and what's the zip code there?
53711.
All right, thank you. So with respect to the forfeiture for county retail theft, that's non-criminal, we'll enter a not guilty plea there, and that can track along with the criminal case, or I guess it's not yet charged as a criminal case, but there's a probable cause affidavit for disorderly conduct while armed, and probable cause have been found, it appears, by Judge Trammell. What do we know about when we might have a criminal complaint?
It looks like the issue with this particular case was just a matter of timing and when the reports got sent up to us. I just took a look through the reports which came in within the past few minutes. We would be able to charge this by Thursday morning if the defendant was willing. I'm fine stipulating to a signature bond at this time. But it's not a matter of delay or needing more investigation or anything like that.
All right, and if you're stipulating to a signature bond, are there conditions you're seeking?
Yes, the conditions would be a ban from the pedestrian walkway tunnel that runs under Verona Road at the Beltline Frontage Road, as well as the condition that the defendant not use or possess any dangerous weapons, as that term is defined by statute.
Okay, and Attorney Cuevas, any objections?
No objection.
Okay, so order a signature bond. The condition is that you be banned from the pedestrian walkway that is at the Verona Road and Beltline Frontage Road, that tunnel. I don't know if we want to come back as soon as Monday. If you're saying you're going to have a complaint by Thursday, Thursday's probably a little early for an initial appearance. But if you're confident we'll have a complaint by Monday, sir, we can have you come back this following Monday. Well, no, we cannot do that. Holiday. So why don't we, how does it look to put it on for June 1st?
Historically, the Thursday and Monday following Monday holiday are busy.
Okay. Well, if everybody is willing to go out to June 8th, that's acceptable. Is that all right for you, sir?
That'll work.
Okay, so we'll set it at 8:30 on June 8th. They're gonna give you a notice. You'll have to come back to the courthouse for that.
I'm sorry, Commissioner, I think there was a second condition that was requested, but I didn't hear it ordered or not.
So maybe I missed it. I thought it was just the ban from the pedestrian walkway and you described the location.
It was also no dangerous weapons.
All right, I did not catch that. I'll also order that you not use or possess any dangerous weapons that's defined by the state statutes. And we'll be adjourned.
Next is Gordon Moore, hearing via Zoom.
This is a forfeiture.
I was informed by the bailiff that the food slot will remain shut because of items being thrown.
Okay, we'll call the County of Dane versus Gordon Moore. It's 26 FO 878 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the people of Dane County. I appear in person. The defendant appears via Zoom in custody without counsel.
All right, and so the good news, Mr. Moore, is you have not been charged with a crime. I don't see anything else holding you. So I think you're gonna get released today. That said, because it's a non-criminal county disorderly conduct charge, they're gonna have an offer. If you want to accept the offer, then you can be done with the case. If you don't want to accept it, you're still gonna get released. Does the county have an offer?
The county would resolve for court costs.
Okay. Mr. Moore, if you wanted to accept their offer and pay $114.50 in the next 60 days, give us a thumbs up. If not, give us a thumbs down, and we'll set it for further proceedings.
And Commissioner, I know it looks like he's been talking constantly throughout your portion of the hearing. He is muted right now.
Yeah. I don't know if you're able to unmute him, but I'm not sure that that's going to help us much.
I was informed by the bailiff he's been screaming nonstop.
All right. I gathered that his non-responsiveness to my question and the behavior up to this point suggested that there's maybe some mental health issues and other stuff going on. I'm just going to get a not guilty plea entered for Mr. Moore. And advise him, of course, that he has the right to a 6-person jury trial by making a written demand within 10 days of today's date and posting $36 non-refundable jury fees. And we should get released yet today, sir. We are adjourned.
Next is Jamal Carlton Simmons. Jamal Carlton Simmons. Did you pick one? These guys are yellow rights.
We'll call the state of Wisconsin versus Jamal Krause Simmons. It's 26 CM 1129 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Mr. Kraus Simmons appears. We counseled with Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. It appears I qualify for services and the address listed is correct.
Right, I'll make findings of probable cause and are not guilty pleas to any of the misdemeanors. And I don't see a PSA, but I believe we may have a victim who wanted to make a statement. If they are on Zoom, they would need to unmute. And there's a little audio icon in the lower left tab. So we have the victim on Mr. Kraus Simmons' case. If you could unmute and identify yourself first. I guess. So perhaps we don't have the victim or they changed their mind or there was a miscommunication. I guess we'll hear from the state and then if at some point the victim unmutes, I'm certainly happy to hear what they have to say. But Attorney Davies, your position on bail.
The state is going to be requesting $1,000 cash bail. I'll ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant first have no contact with Zariah C. That is spelled Zariya, and that C is in cat. I would also ask for a ban from the 200 block of Bird Street in Sun Prairie. In terms of support for that cash bail request, largely comes down to the fact the defendant now has 5 open cases here in Dane County. He continues to violate specific conditions of bail while on release. Given that behavior while on bail, the state does believe an increase in cash bail is appropriate.
Great. And Attorney Cuevas?
Maybe before that, I just want to clarify, which direction of Bird Street is that? I'm assuming it's southward and that's the road.
I would assume so, yes.
Great. And Attorney Cuevas?
The information that we have, Your Honor, is that Mr. Cross Simmons has lived in Dane County all of his life. He's currently employed and he could lose his job. He's remain in custody. I understand that he has made out of his court appearances. There's no issue with missed court. Based upon his ties, they have his parents, siblings, or the extended family in the area. We are requesting a signature bond. And hopefully, this is a wake-up call that he has to abide by the conditions.
All right. Well, I would have hoped the other 4 prior cases would have been wake-up calls. Unfortunately, we're here for case number 5. He's violating specific conditions of bail. I think there's a need for some cash bail at this point in time. I'll set $750 cash bail. Order a no contact director and direct with Zariah C. and a ban from the 200 block of South Bird Street. And if there's a better place where we could send mail, we'll take that down.
You can, I got a PO box to 214. Sorry, Main Street and Mount Hope, Wisconsin, 53573.
Okay, did you get that?
PO Box 214 and or 53572.
All right. If you need to get any items, this has probably been told to you before since you were already banned from that, but you got to contact the law enforcement and go with Sun Prairie Police in order to get any items from the residents. Otherwise, you can't be there, can't have contact with the victim, even if they reach out to you. All right. We are adjourned.
Next is Austin, Spain, appearing via Zoom. You're up.
Great, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Austin, Spain. It's 26 CF 1108 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Mr. Spain appears in custody via Zoom. We consult with Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. The address is correct. And Mr. Spain qualified for services.
All right, and I think Mr. Spain has body only warrants in about 4 or 5 other cases. I assume those are being dealt with by the branch since we don't have those on our calendar here today. I'll make findings of probable cause and are not guilty pleas to the misdemeanor. State's position on bail.
The state will be requesting $2,500 cash bail. I'll request that with the standard non-monetary conditions. In terms of support for that cash bail request, the defendant is now on open case number 7 in Dane County, a mixture of felonies and misdemeanors. He's been able to post cash bail in several of his open cases. Nonetheless, he is continuing to engage in new criminal activity and has also missed court a lot. I'm taking a look at missed court appearances, or at least bench warrants from June 3rd of 2024, July 15th of 2024, November 5th of 2025, January 9th of 2026, and then the most recent one from May 13th of 2026. That was the warrant he was picked up on in this case. There's also the behavior in this case where, when confronted about those warrants, the defendant ran from police and physically resisted arrest. Given that behavior and the missed court and just the increasing number of cases and exposure, I do think an increase in cash bail is appropriate at this point.
Okay, and Attorney Cuevas?
Commissioner, it's clear that cash, based upon the history, is going to be imposed here, so we request a lower amount of cash.
All right, I'm just taking a look here. Obviously, it's a bit of a moot point, given all of the warrants and the other cases with the branches. I'm just trying to get a sense as to kind of how much bail he's posted in the past. All right, well. So he posted $1,000 in at least one of the cases. Obviously, that got forfeited when he failed to appear. I can't see setting it less than $1,500 here. I'll order that, and I assume we should just get a timely prelim.
Yes.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Next is Ty Henderson for a bail hearing.
Ty Henderson, please have no names.
Great, well, call the bail hearing for Ty Henderson, 26 GF 37027 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Mr. Henderson appears the counsel with Cuevas for today purposes only. I understand that he does qualify for public defender.
All right, Mr. Henderson, is there a good place for us to send mail to you?
The address that we have, Commissioner, is 686 Grand Canyon Drive, number 42, 53719 here in Madison.
All right. And I don't know if you got a copy of the probable cause affidavit.
No, I
It's
don't.
supposed to be an initial appearance. We don't have a criminal complaint. Looks like probable cause has been found for strangulation and disorderly conduct by Commissioner Mitchell. Attorney Davies, any information you have as to why we don't have a complaint?
It looks like there needs to be a little bit more follow-up done on that top line charge, given that the state is fine stipulating to a signature bond here. I would ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant first have no contact with Sherry F, spelled Cheri, and that the defendant not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. In terms of how long the state would need for a complaint, given the nature of that follow-up, I wouldn't guess more than a couple of weeks, but if we go upwards beyond 2 weeks, I think that's fine as well.
Right, and Attorney Cuevas, any objections?
No, please.
Okay, so I'll order a signature bond. Condition will be a no contact direct with Sherry F. That you not use or possess controlled substances, drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. Why don't we just go out 30 days to make sure that we've got a complaint available? They're gonna get you that court date with your paperwork, Mr. Henderson. I think it'll get released today, okay?
It'll be a Monday morning, June 15th, and Attorney Cuevas was provided a copy of that problem about that.
Yes.
Okay, very good. We are adjourned.
All right, space. Next is Alfred Flaw and. Good one. You sound yelled at.
Great, we'll call the state of Wisconsin versus Alfred Owie, 26 CM 1132 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Mr. Ahua appears to counsel with Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. The address listed should be 7035 Reston Heights Drive, Madison 53718.
Right, thank you. I'll make findings of probable cause. We'll get not guilty pleas entered to the charges. And I was informed we may have a victim on Mr. Awi's case who wanted to make a statement. If that is correct, if you could just unmute first and then identify yourself.
Yes, identify as Kiani Nesbitt.
Okay, and can you just spell the first name for our court reporter?
KYONNIE.
And then you said the last name is Nesbitt?
Yes,
All right, is that Nesbit?
yes.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Nesbitt, what did you want to say about bail or bond conditions?
I know the state asked for no contact. I'm recommending minimum contact for the sake of our daughter or third party.
Okay, and that was gonna be my question as to what minimum contact meant to you. So is it your request that he not have contact except through a third party?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I appreciate that information. Attorney Davies, what's the state's position?
The state has no objection at this time to a signature bond. I would ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant first have no contact with Kiani and in terms of the carve out that the victim just outlined. I'll defer to the court on whether or not that's appropriate. The state would also ask for a ban from the 200 block of Cottage Grove Road in Madison.
All right, and any objections?
No objection. I failed to note that Mr. Atwa does not qualify for services.
Okay, I appreciate you letting me know that. So, sir, the deputy's given you the public defender information. Sounds like you make too much money to be eligible. So you can hire an attorney after today. If you're not able to, you could always reapply with a public defender or apply for a county appointed attorney. That's kind of the middle option. I'll order a signature bond. I'll order a no contact direct or indirect with Kiani, and I am going to allow contact through third parties though for purposes of child custody or child placement. So you can't be sending messages through a third party for anything beyond dealing with your kid. You can't have in-person contact, can't directly text or email Kiani. You got to do it through a third party, understood? And then a ban from the 200 block of Cottage Grove Road. And we'll be adjourned.
That's right, sir. Next is Kevin Kennedy. Okay. You stand on the left.
It's Canady. Canada. C.
Okay.
All right, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Kevin Kennedy. It's 26 CF 1110 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Mr. Kennedy appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint. We're reading the address in the complaint to read 430 South Yellowstone, apartment 310.
Great, and is he eligible for an attorney?
Yes, he does qualify.
Thank you. I'll make findings of probable cause and are not guilty plea to the misdemeanor state's position on bail.
The state has no objection to a signature bond. I would ask for the sole non-monetary condition that the defendant not use or possess any dangerous weapons, as that term is defined by statute.
No objection.
Okay, so order a signature bond. Condition will be that you not use or possess any dangerous weapons as that's defined by the statute. So that includes firearms, includes other things that are designed as weapons, but it also includes just about anything else you can think of if you're intending or using it in a manner that's likely to cause death or great bodily harm. What about time limits?
They're waived.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Larson, you're up. Next is Herschel Stanley, appearing via Zoom.
Great, we'll call the state of Wisconsin versus Herschel Stanley. It's 26 CF 1106. And then we have bail bond hearings in 26 CF 749 and 26 CF 711 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin. I appear in person.
Herschel Stanley appears in custody via Zoom. We have received a copy of the complaint. Perhaps Mr. Stanley can verify the address. I can tell the court that he does not qualify for services.
Okay, so Mr. Stanley, looks like we've got 821 Brandy Road in Madison. Is that a good place for mail?
I failed to go to 821 Brandy Road, cause I went by there 3 days ago, they had a stack of mail there. So still going to Brandy Road. Occasionally it goes to VA Hospital.
Okay, I'm not sure I'm clear. Do you want us to send the mail to the Brandy Road address or someplace else?
Brandy Road.
Okay. Very good. And then I'll have the deputy give you the public defender information, so that's in his paperwork when he's released. Sounds like you weren't eligible for a public defender. If you can't hire an attorney on your own, you could apply for a county attorney or reapply with the public defender. I'll make findings of probable cause and are not guilty pleas to the misdemeanors that apply to Mr. Stanley, and then we need to address bail in the other two cases as well. State's position on bail.
The state will be requesting $750 cash bail in the newest case, 26 CF 1106. I would request non-monetary conditions that the defendant first be banned from Dexter's Pub and that he be banned from the 2600 block of East Johnson Street in Madison. In the older cases, I will ask for an increase of $500 in each of those cases. In terms of support for that cash bail request, I would note the defendant was able to post $500 at his initial appearance in at least one of the open cases. He then promptly failed to appear at his April 9th, 2026 hearing. He then had another failure to appear on May 14th of 2026. That was after posting another $500. So clearly those amounts of cash are not enough to assure his future appearance and to assure that he's not engaging in new criminal activity. So I think increasing cash bail in each of these matters is appropriate.
Right, I don't think the cash bail most recently has been forfeited. It looks like he's got a $500 cash bail in both of the warrant cases. Attorney Cuevas, your position on bail?
Well, given the history, it's clear that some cash is going to be imposed. We request a lower amount of cash, and we request that on the other cases, the cash is not increased.
All right, well, I think there's a need for an increase in the cash bail. He's quite frankly, luckily, it's not being forfeited. I'm gonna set $1,000 cash bail on 26 CF 711 with the prior non-monetary conditions. In 26 CF 749, I'll set $750 cash bail with the prior conditions. And then in 26 CF 1106, I'll set $750 cash bail, a ban from Dexter's Pub, and a ban from the 2600 block of East Johnson Street. As to time limits for the preliminary hearing,
Then not wait.
okay, we are adjourned.
Can I say something or not? Bankrupt to court.
So you can, Mr. Stanley, but you may not want to, because everything is gonna be taken down and recorded and could be used against you later on.
Commissioner, on the other hand, given the fact that he does not qualify, we waive the time limits.
I couldn't hear Mr. Stanley. I think he was muted again.
Please address the court.
No.
Well, your attorney is advising that that's not a good idea.
Look, Your Honor, every time I get a chance, have a misdemeanor or go to jail or a ticket, they can take me to jail. Each time I come to jail, I have to pay my attorney $4,000. That's 10 times I have to pay. I don't have $40,000 because every month I only make $4,000 a month. That means every time I got 4 charges, that's that's 16,000 bucks. I picked up two more, that's $24,000 a month. I only make $4,000. Each time I get a chance, they can give me a ticket, they take me to jail. I don't have 400,000 bucks to give Dane County.
Okay, so Mr. Stanley, the good news is I haven't forfeited the cash bail that you've already posted. That could be forfeited by statute. In fact, it says shall forfeit the cash bail, but the state's not requesting that. There's been multiple failures to appear in these cases, and the PSA report indicates that there were 2 or more failures to appear at the time of the initial appearance. The appearance history is just not good, and we've picked up a 3rd case. I can't do any better than what I've done with the bail. So you'll want to talk to a lawyer and have them file a motion on your behalf. We are adjourned.
And waive the time limits.
Next is Haley. Here's your paperwork. It's down in the yellows.
Right, we'll call the state of Wisconsin versus Passion, Haley, 26 CF 1118 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
So what's your name? Haley Hines. I see your person. Who do we have here? I think we have the wrong person.
Yeah, there is a Haley Hines that's in custody. It says that her housing unit is 3I. Passion Haley is in dorm 1. On first. All right.
What happened?
I just looked at the demographics.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was expecting it to not be as accurate.
Please just.
Go with.
Smart.
Rebecca. You stand on the yellow letters.
Great, we'll call the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Rebecca Heft. It's 26 CM 1135 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Rebecca Heft appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. The address listed is correct, and Ms. Heft does not qualify for services.
Okay, Ms. Heft, the deputy is going to give you the public defender info. Apparently you make too much money to qualify. You can't hire an attorney on your own. You can always reapply with a public defender or apply for a county attorney, which is the middle option. We'll make findings of probable cause for the charges and are not guilty pleas. State's position on bail.
The state has no objection to a signature bond. I would ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant first have no contact with Arian F, spelled Ariane. I would also ask the defendant be banned from any place that they reside or temporarily occupy. I would also ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant have no contact with Shane P, and that's P as in pig, and that the defendant not possess or consume any alcohol.
Right, any objections?
No objections.
No alcohol and the no contact with Shane P. All right, and no contact with Arian F and their residence in any other place that they temporarily occupy. All right, it's all acceptable. I'll order those as conditions of your signature bond and we'll be adjourned.
All right, right, this is fine. Next is Jordan Davidson appearing via Zoom.
Okay, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Jordan Davidson. It's 26 CF 1100 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Jordan Davison appears in custody via Zoom. We have received a copy of the complaint. We're reading the address. Should be 1427 East Washington Avenue, number 102, 53703. And Mr. Davison qualified for services.
Great, I'll make findings of probable cause and are not guilty pleas to the misdemeanors. What's the state's position on bail?
The state will be requesting $1,000 cash bail. I will ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant have no contact with Officer Royals or Officer Davila, spelled Davila, except as required in their official capacity as law enforcement officers, and that the defendant not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. In terms of support for that cash bail request, understanding that the defendant has no criminal history, this is a pretty aggressive way to jump into the criminal justice system. Here, the defendant is charged with 2 Act 3 violent crimes. The court can and should take into account the totality of the circumstances here. We have a defendant who is very uncooperative with law enforcement, biting one of the law enforcement officers, threatening bodily harm to another officer. Given that behavior, the state does have concern about the defendant's willingness to abide by conditions of bail and would request cash bail be imposed.
And Attorney Cuevas.
Commissioner, given the lack of criminal history, lack of miscore appearance, in spite of the Act 3, we are requesting a signature ban.
Well, it is an Act 3 offense. Obviously, the alleged behavior is concerning, but it is pretty significant that there's no prior record, so it hasn't been this court picked up any other charges. I guess I'm not satisfied cash is necessary at this point. I'll order a signature bond. I will order a no contact direct or indirect with both Officer Royals and Officer Davila, except as necessary in their ordinary duties as a law enforcement officer, and that you not use or possess controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. As the time limits.
The way.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Next is Passion Haley.
Great, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Passion Haley. It's 26 CF 1118 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Ms. Haley appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. The address listed should be 2509 FORSYTHIA Drive in Rockford, 61102.
Right, I'll make findings of probable cause. Get not guilty, please enter to the misdemeanors. There's a PSA report. It recommends cash bail. And was she eligible for an attorney?
Yes, she has an attorney for another pending case.
I see.
And she qualified for this one.
Okay. Attorney Davies, your position on bail.
The state is requesting $1,000 cash bail. I'll request non-monetary conditions that the defendant first be banned from all Kohl's locations, that she be banned from all Target locations, and that she be banned from all Ulta stores. Would also request the defendant not possess any anti-theft device removal tools. In terms of support for that cash bail request, the defendant was on felony bail for a retail theft. She not only committed a new retail theft while on bail, but committed 4 felony level retail thefts over the course of a day. I mean, that's it's a level of brazenness on bail that we don't often see. And clearly indicates that cash bail is appropriate to ensure that the defendant abides by conditions of bail. I think $1,000 does the job.
And Attorney Cuevas?
Nothing that the state indicated show that Miss Haley has missed any court appearances. Given her lack of missed court appearances, the fact that she's represented, we are requesting a signature bond.
All right, well, the public safety assessment says she's missed a lot of court, has 2 or more in the last 2 years.
Well, they're
One
pretty
older
dated.
than 2.
They're pretty dated.
Has her at the very top of the scale for failure to appear as well as new criminal activity, but you wanted to respond to something, Attorney Cuevas?
No, Commissioner.
I think in light of that appearance history and how she scores out and she's out on bail, some cash is appropriate. It's a nonviolent property offense. I'm gonna set it at a lesser amount. I'll set $500. Order that she be banned from all Kohl's locations, all Target locations, all Ulta stores, and that she not use or possess any anti-theft removal devices. Should we get a prelim set in the next
Yes.
20 days? Okay.
Yes.
We are adjourned.
All right, Bryce White. Next is Melissa Basilio Ruiz. Melissa Basilio Ruiz. This one?
Call the state of Wisconsin versus Melissa Basilio Ruiz. It's 26 CF 1109 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Ms. Basilio Ruiz appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint. I know that Attorney William Jones is representing privately Ms. Basilio Ruiz. Her address should be in care of Lori Miller at 1704 Tree Lane, Apartment C, 53717 in Madison.
Great. We'll make a finding of probable cause for the charge and the state's position on bail.
The state is requesting $1,000 cash bail. I would ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant first be banned from the 2300 block of High Ridge Trail in Fitchburg. And second, that the defendant not possess or consume any alcohol. Here, the defendant is on bail in 3 pending felony cases here in Dane County. Those include some pretty serious charges, including felon in possession of a firearm and harboring or aiding a felon. Despite that, the defendant is not only engaging in new criminal behavior, but is violating specific conditions of bail that have been set. That being here, the defendant shall not possess or consume any alcohol. Given cash bail being posted in those other cases, the nature of the charges that she is facing and the flagrant violations of specific conditions of bail, the state does believe that cash bail is appropriate here as well.
Great, and Attorney Cuevas.
Your Honor, we request a signature bond, an admonition for Ms. Basilio Ruiz that she needs to abide by the bail conditions unless she wants to be in the jail. I'm sure she doesn't want that, so we're requesting a signature bond.
Right, well, I think he was just here about a week ago, and I did the initial appearance. I think there was a pretrial services violation and a new violation. I think I said about $1,000 cash bail in each of those cases. I believe she's out on the harboring, aiding a felon in relation to a first degree intentional homicide, and there's some fairly substantial cash that's already been posted there. She just continues to pick up new cases and violate conditions of bail. I think the state's request is warranted. I'll set $1,000 cash bail. I'll order a ban from the 2300 block of High Ridge Trail and that you not possess or consume any alcohol. And Ms. Basilio Ruiz, you should be reminded, the statutes say that all of the bail in your underlying cases can get forfeited by picking up new cases. They apparently haven't done that yet, but I suspect at some point they may be filing a motion. And I don't remember the total, but there's quite a bit of bail that's on the line. Yeah, all right, so make sure you follow the conditions. Do you want the prelim in the next 10 days? Okay, we will do that. We are adjourned.
So we're at the
No, just go with it. 1,000.
Next is Carrie Shield. Carrie Shield. Everyone's $70.
Great, we'll call the state of Wisconsin versus Kerry Shell. It's 26 CF 1101. Then there's a bail bond hearing in 25 CF 934 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Carrie Shell appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. And she does qualify for services. The address is a little bit different, should be 615 instead of 630.
Okay, we'll update it to the Beacon. And I'll make a finding of probable cause. In the new case, we'll get not guilty pleas entered to the misdemeanors. There is a PSA report. It recommends cash bail. What's the state's position on bail?
In each of the matters, both the case we're here for a bail hearing on, as well as the new criminal case, I'll be requesting $750 cash bail. In the newer matter, 26 CF 1101, I'll ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant be banned from the 600 block of East Washington Avenue in Madison, that the defendant not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. In terms of support for that cash bail, the defendant is out on felony bond for throwing or discharging bodily fluid at a law enforcement officer. That on its own is concerning to the state with regards to its potential indication of willingness to abide by bail conditions. The defendant then, while having that open case, missed court repeatedly. Looks like she had missed court from September 15th of 2025, as well as October 30th of 2025. Cash bail was then imposed. After that second missed court, then it was reduced back down to a signature bond. The defendant then again missed court March 25th of 2026. That warrant was still outstanding at the time of this newest police interaction, which involved resistive behavior towards law enforcement. Given that behavior, a cash bail is clearly necessary, and I think $750 in each matter does the job.
All right, and I think she was maybe using the Beacon. Do you want to speak to the need for the ban from the 600 block of East Wash, given the charges that we have charged out? I mean, one's resisting, obstructing, there's drug paraphernalia, and then I think it's a bail jump for just a no new crime. I'm not sure of the nexus and the need for that condition.
It's fair. It looks like the charging attorney wanted a carve out specifically for the Beacon. I don't really know how that would work. So I think given what the court has indicated, and given even the charging attorney's feelings that they expressed in these notes, I would withdraw that specific geographic ban.
Okay, and Attorney Cuevas.
You're not scared that cash is going to be imposed, but we request a lower amount of cash.
All right, clearly cash bail is necessary. I'll set it at $500 in each case. In the new case, I'll simply order that you not use or possess controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. And then the prior non-monetary conditions in 25 CF 934 will remain. Should we schedule a timely preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Next is Alicia Smith Coleman, appearing via Zoom.
Okay, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Alicia Smith Coleman. It's 26 CM 1134, 26 CM 372, and 26 CF 1111. The appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Ms. Smith Coleman appears via Zoom with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received copy of the complaints we're reading. The address should be 537 Northport Drive. I don't have an apartment number. Well, that's here in Madison, I believe 53704.
Okay, and I think on our booking sheet, we have 527 Northport Drive, apartment 4. Ms. Smith Coleman, if that's correct, give us a thumbs up in the window. All right, see a thumbs up. We'll make findings of probable cause and enter not guilty pleas, state's position on bail.
In each of the misdemeanor matters, 26 CM 372 and 26 CM 1134, I will be requesting $500 cash bail. In 372, I would request the standard non-monetary conditions. And in 1134, I would request a ban from the Ella Apartments, spelled ELLA. That's located on the 2800 block of East Washington Avenue in Madison. And that the defendant not use or possess any dangerous weapons, as that term is defined by statute. In the felony matter, 26 CF 111, I would request $1,000 cash bail. And there too, I would ask for the standard non-monetary conditions. In terms of support for the cash bail across these three cases, the defendant now has multiple open cases in Dane County, including felony behavior. It's a little odd. I think that two most recent cases probably could have been one complaint, so I won't necessarily hold the number of cases against her, but she does have multiple cases with felony behavior going on here in Dane County. All of these incidences involve resistive behavior towards law enforcement. The defendant also has a history of that type of behavior. She's got convictions for resisting and obstructing officers here in Dane County, as well as a conviction for battery or threat to a law enforcement officer from Dodge County. It also looks like the defendant has been in warrant status for the oldest case here since February. That's because she bailed out of jail and was given notice in hand of that initial appearance and did not appear. So an arrest warrant was put out. And then again, at this time, she's finally picked up only due to new police contact and at least one of these instances from earlier this week, violent contact with law enforcement. So I do think given that behavior, there is a risk of non-appearance, there is a risk of violating conditions of bail. And I think cash bail is appropriate in each of these matters.
All right, I think the $450 in 26 CM 372 was already forfeited, so it's not available for bail. Attorney Cuevas, your position on bail?
Well, Commissioner, clearly cash is going to be imposed, so given the history, we do request a lower amount of cash.
All right, and I want to take a closer look at these cases because I think I only actually reviewed two of them prior to court. All right. The behavior with law enforcement when she's got a warrant after having posted cash bail is concerning. There's a need for cash bail. I'll set $750 cash bail on 26 CF 1111, $250 cash bail on the misdemeanors with the ban from Ella's Apartments in the 2800 block of East Washington Avenue and the no use or possession of dangerous weapons in 26 CM 1134. You want a preliminary hearing within the next 10 days? Okay. Thank you. We are adjourned.
Next is Tanisha Spinks. Which Spinks? You stand with the noise.
Right, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Tanisha Spinks. It's 26 CF 1112. We also have 26 CF 389. Pretrial services violation matter set for a bail hearing appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Ms. Spinks appear with counsel Ms. Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. I know that she does qualify for pending cases in which Attorney Bogie is representing her. The address listed is correct.
Okay. I'll make a finding of probable cause in the new case. Enter not guilty pleas to the misdemeanor charges. State's position on bail.
In the newest matter, 26 CF 1112, I'll ask for $500 cash bail, along with non-monetary conditions that the defendant not operate a motor vehicle. and that she not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. In the older matter that we're set for a bail hearing on, I would ask for $500 or an increase of $500 there. In terms of support for that cash bail request, the defendant had cash bail lowered back in February to an amount that is lesser than $500. She then pretty much, or in fairly short order, turned around and violated specific conditions of bail, leading to this new police contact and new felony case. Given that behavior, I do think that cash bail is necessary, that it should be increased in the older case and applied in the newer case as well.
Okay, and Attorney Cuevas.
Your Honor, we request no increase in the cash. And in the newest case, we are asking for a signature bond.
All right. Well, we've tried pretrial services with lesser cash bail, and then there's alleged specific violations of conditions. I see this as a cash bail case. I think the state's request is quite warranted. I think it was $600 cash bail to begin with, and then it was reduced with the other conditions. I will go along with the state's recommendation, $500 cash bail in 26 CF 1112. Order that you not operate a motor vehicle at all, that you not possess or consume any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. And I believe there's $300 that's still on file. I'll set $800 cash bail, meaning you only have to post $500 in 26 CF 389. Given the nature of those charges, I don't know whether she would still be eligible for pretrial services, but I'll order that if she's not and can't be admitted to pretrial services, that when they're able to take her, that she contact them. It is not to be a basis for her not to be released from custody, if that makes sense to the
My
court.
understanding is that the drug monitoring program is
Okay. All right.
So I've been on the bail.
Is that pretrial services ordered in both cases or simply the old case?
I just ordered it in the old case.
Okay.
All right. What about time limits?
They're not waived.
Okay. We are adjourned then.
So do I gotta pay $1,000 to jail?
$1,000 and report to pretrial services.
Next is Ingencia Hadley.
Here.
Ms. Hadley?
Great, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Ingenica Hatley. It's 26 CF 1105 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Ms. Hatley appears in custody with counsel with Cuevas. She does not qualify for public defender. Her address should be 903 De La Plaine Court, apartment 220, Madison 53715.
Okay, and Ms. Hatley, sounds like you make too much money to get a public defender. You can hire an attorney on your own after today if you're able. If you can't, you could apply for a county attorney. That's the middle option, or you could reapply with public defender, and I think they gave you that contact info. I'll make findings of probable cause and are not guilty pleas to the charges. What's the state's position on bail?
The state is requesting $500 cash bail along with the standard non-monetary conditions. Support for that cash bail would be the nature of this offense. Much like an earlier hearing we had today, I think that while the defendant has little criminal history, given the reaction to law enforcement, the physical violence, and the resistive behavior, the state does believe that cash bail is warranted to assure future court appearances.
Okay, and are there any non-monetary conditions that are being sought?
Standard non-monetary conditions.
Okay, and Attorney Cuevas?
I understand that state concerns regarding the alleged behavior listed. Nevertheless, the state failed to mention any lack of missed court appearance. In fact, they emphasize the minimums criminal record. So based upon that, we're requesting a signature bond.
All right, well, given the lack of failures to appear, I'm gonna treat Ms. Hatley the same way as one of the other defendants. I'm gonna give you the benefit of a signature bond here. You probably don't get a lot of slack if you're violating conditions and picking up new cases or missing court, given the nature of these charges. But I think you at least get the benefit this time. What about time limits?
Wait, and
Okay, we are adjourned.
Right this way. Next is Tracy Vallow for forfeiture. Oh.
Right, we'll go on the record in the County of Dane versus Tracy Vio. It's 26 FO 881 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin. The defendant appears in person in custody without counsel.
And Ms. Vio, the good news is you're not getting charged with a crime. They charge you with county resisting obstructing an officer, so that's more like a traffic ticket. I think you're gonna get released today. I don't see anything else that's holding you. They will have an offer. If you want to accept that, then you can be done with the case. If you don't, you're still gonna get released. Do we have the correct mailing address at 630 East Washington Avenue? Okay, county's offer?
The county would resolve for court costs.
Okay, if you would like to accept that and enter a no contest or guilty plea to the charge, you'd have to pay $114.50 in the next 60 days or work out a payment plan with the clerk's office if you need more time. Did you want to accept their offer? Or do you want to contest the charges?
Accept.
All right, I'll judge you guilty based on your no contest plea. County obstructing or resisting an officer already paid a court cost of $114.50. They're going to give you the info about making the payments and we'll be adjourned.
Right this way. Next is Charles Madison, appearing via Zoom.
We'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Charles Madison. It's 26 CF 409 and 26 CM 1133 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Charles Madison appears via Zoom in custody. We counseled with Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint, way reading. The address in the complaint is correct.
Right, so probable cause has been found in 26 CF 409. I'll find probable cause in 26 CM 1133. Actually, I'm not sure that I saw that one ahead of time. Let me take a look at that and we'll come back to that. There is a PSA report that recommends a signature bond. State's position on bail.
The state will be requesting $1,000 in the CF matter and $500 in the CM matter. In 26 CM 1133, I'll request non-monetary conditions that the defendant first not use or possess any dangerous weapons, as that term is defined by statute. And in the felony matter, that being 26 CF 409, I would ask for the sole non-monetary condition that the defendant not use or possess any financial documents or instruments not in his own name. In terms of support for that cash bail request, it does look like the defendant has somewhat dated but extended periods of time in warrant status in criminal cases here in Dane County, seeing bench warrants that were issued November 19th of 2020. That was not served until June 15th of 2021. And then he had another subsequent failure to appear just after that on August 20th of 2021. That one was not served until March 6th of 2023. He now has two open criminal matters, a CF as well as a CM. The state does have concern about his willingness to voluntarily appear in court and believes cash bail is appropriate.
All right, so I've had a chance to review the complaint and the misdemeanor. I will find probable cause. It also refers to outstanding warrants through Dane County and some in surrounding states. I don't see anything else holding him on my booking sheet. Do you know anything about that, Attorney Davies?
I don't have any information on that at this time.
Okay. Attorney Cuevas, your position on bail?
Yes, a signature bond based upon the PSA.
Well, it doesn't make any sense to me that he's got expeditable warrants out of other states and there's nothing on the booking sheet. I'm not sure where that information is coming from. Unless the clerk sees other cases in Dane County where he's got warrants. I'm not, perhaps it was referring to the forgery case at the time of the stop and the misdemeanor case. The failures to appear a bit dated. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt of signature bonds in each of the cases. In the felony case, you'll also be ordered to not use or possess any financial documents or instruments that are not lawfully in your own name. And then in the misdemeanor case, that you not use or possess dangerous weapons, as that's defined by the state statutes. As to time limits for the preliminary hearing.
They're waiting.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Next is Stephen Hagenson. Hagenson, Stephen Hagenson. Hagenson. Webster. Webster. Benjamin Webster. There's paperwork. Please stand on the other ones.
Great, we'll call the state of Wisconsin versus Benjamin Webster, it's 26 CF 982 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Mr. Webster appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. The address listed, is it 53 or 33? Where's your? Okay, the address should be 4953. You know, at point same, just the number is different, 53 there instead of 33.
Okay.
Mr. Webster qualified for services.
I'll make a finding of probable cause. It looks like there's a contempt of court hold. That's a separate civil matter. There's a public safety assessment recommends cash bail. And we'll get a not guilty plea entered to count 2, state's position on bail.
The state at this time has no objection to a signature bond. I would ask for the sole non-monetary condition that the defendant have no contact with Mashari A.M. Mashari is spelled M-A-S-H-A-R-I.
Okay, any objection?
No objection.
Okay.
Time limits waived.
Right, we'll order a signature bond. Condition will be a no contact director and director, Shari A.M. And then we'll set it for a status conference. We are adjourned.
Ready to switch. Next is Justin Green. Justin Green. Stand again, Alex.
We'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Justin Green. That's 26 CF 1104, 26 CM 1125, and then we've got a bail hearing in 25 CT 138 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Mr. Green appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading, or different complaints we're reading. The address should be 2508 Greenway View, is that right? Greenway View, Madison 53713.
Great. We'll make findings of probable cause in each of the cases and are not guilty pleas to the misdemeanors. State's position on bail.
In the CF matter 26 CF 1104, the state will be requesting $5,000 cash bail. Would also request non-monetary conditions that the defendant have no contact with Gregory M.R. Gregory is spelled G-R-E-G-O-R-I. And that the defendant not operate a motor vehicle not registered in his own name. In 26 CM 1125, I would request $500 cash bail, along with the sole non-monetary condition that the defendant be banned from all shoe station locations. In the older matter that we're here on a bail hearing on, I would ask for an increase of $500 cash bail in that one as well. terms of support for the cash bail requests across these three cases, the defendant does have a lengthy record, criminal record in the state of Wisconsin. Taking a look at his most recent matters, he does also have a history of missing court. Taking a look at 25 CT 138. The defendant missed court on April 7th of 2025. That warrant was not served for over 8 months until December 16th of 2025. The defendant then subsequently failed to appear this year, February 16th of 2026. Motion to quash was scheduled for March 17th of 2026, but the defendant again failed to appear for court, and that warrant remained active until he was arrested on May 16th for these new cases. The defendant is now facing 3 cases in Dane County, including some pretty significant potential penalties in the CF matter. Given all those factors, I do believe cash bail is appropriate. I think obviously the felony matter is the most serious, and I think the state's requested cash bails are appropriate.
Right, and Attorney Cuevas?
Commissioner, given the history, it's clear that you're going to impose some cash bail here. We request a lower amount of cash.
All right. I think given the multiple failures to appear in 25 CT 138, that's not including the failure to appear on March 6th of 2025, because I don't know that he had service, but after that, there has been multiple failures to appear. I don't know that you want to say anything, Mr. Green. There's
Cancer, I've been diagnosed with lymphoma. That's why I wasn't able to be able to go to court.
okay.
I've been going to the hormone center. That's done.
Okay,
That's the only reason I wasn't able to go to court.
then unfortunately, you're also allegedly picking up other cases while you're out on bail. There's a need for cash bail at this particular point in time. I'm willing to set $250 cash bail in the misdemeanor cases. Prior non-monetary conditions in that CT case will remain. Order a ban from the shoe station in the misdemeanor case. I'm going to set $2,500 cash bail in 26 CF 1104. Order that you have no contact, direct or indirect, with Gregory M.R. And again, that you not operate a motor vehicle that's not lawfully registered in your own name. You're charged as kind of a repeater for operating a motor vehicle, so I think the higher cash bail is necessary in that case. As to time limits, do we want a preliminary hearing set within the next 10 days?
Yes.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Next is Jared Jenkins for forfeiture.
Right, we'll go on the record in the state or county rather of Jared Dinkins, 26 FO 877 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the people of Dane County. The defendant appears in person, in custody, without counsel.
Right. Mr. Dinkins, they've charged you with county obstructing resisting an officer. It's non-criminal. Do we have a good address on your copy of the paperwork there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So they're gonna have an offer because it's non-criminal. It's not gonna hold you in custody. I think you're getting released no matter what. But if you like that offer, then you could resolve it today and be done with it, okay? So we'll see what the offer is. Attorney Davies?
The county would resolve for court costs.
Okay, so that's $114.50 if you wanted to accept that and enter a no contest or guilty plea. You can be done with the case. If not, you're still gonna get released from jail. Did you want to accept their offer?
Yeah, I'll accept it.
Okay, you want to be done with the case?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'll judge you guilty of county obstructing resisting officer. That's they find you no contest plea order to pay the court cost of $114.50. They're going to give you some info about making the payments. If you need more time, contact the clerk of court. Okay, we are adjourned. Yep, you're welcome.
Next is Stephen Higginson.
We'll go on the record, the state of Wisconsin versus Stephen Higginson, 26 CM 1126 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Stephen Higginson appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint. The address should be 656 East Mifflin Street, number 1, Madison 53703. And he does qualify for services.
Right, I'll make a finding of probable cause for the charge. We'll get a not guilty plea entered. State's position on bail.
I'll be requesting $300 cash bail. I will ask for non-monetary conditions that the defendant not use or possess any alcohol. It's the type of matter where I think the state would be requesting pretrial services if they had the capacity. But my understanding is that they don't, given this violation of a specific condition of bail, while the defendant is out on bond in a case that is already set for trial. I think that indicates a willingness to not abide by bail conditions and conditions that the court sets. And I think without pretrial services, the state is kind of forced to ask for cash bail.
And Attorney Cuevas.
Commissioner, we're requesting a signature bond.
All right. You know, it's violating a specific condition. Obviously, it's one that isn't easy to just stop drinking if you've got an alcohol addiction. I certainly understand that. The underlying charges of disorderly conduct. I'm going to give him another opportunity on his signature bond. I'll order that you not possess or consume any alcohol. And if we're back here for, you know, another case, then maybe we're at the end of the road of signature bonds. We are adjourned.
Next is Henry Nagani, appearing via Zoom.
You still have Braxton and Cruz Velasquez?
Yes.
Right, we'll go on the record in the County of Dane versus Henry Nagani. It's 26 FO 879 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the people of Dane County. I appear in person. The defendant appears via Zoom in custody without counsel.
All right, and Mr. Nagani, the good news is you're not getting charged with a crime. They've charged you with a non-criminal ordinance alleging county disorderly conduct. I think maybe they're repositioning the camera. No. All right, they're repositioning the camera. So this is a non-criminal matter. I think you're going to get released from custody, Mr. Nagani. And usually they do have an offer if this is something that you want to resolve and accept their offer. You could do that. If not, you're going to get released from custody. What's the county's offer?
The county would resolve for court costs.
Right. So if you wanted to pay $114.50, Mr. Nagani, then you could be done with the case. If you don't want to accept that offer, you're still going to get released from custody. Did you want to accept their offer? Do you want to contest the matter?
You know, I still get out if I contest it.
I'm sorry, if you want to contest it, you're still getting out, so we can just enter a not guilty plea and set it for future court hearings if you want. Is that what you wanted?
Yes, I want to contest it. Because I didn't do anything wrong, you know?
Yep, I understand that. Is the 3913 Clare Street number 204 in Madison a good place for you to get mail? And I think you're muted. Maybe give us a thumbs up if that's a good place for mail, sir. All right, see the thumbs up. So we'll get a not guilty plea, Mr. Nagani, entered on your behalf. You're going to get released. They're going to give you some paperwork for your next court date. And if you want to preserve your right to a 6-person jury trial, you do have to make a written demand within 10 days of today's date and post $36 in non-refundable jury fees. And we'll be adjourned.
Next is Franklin Cruz Velasquez. Cruz Velasquez. Please stand with the yellow lights.
Okay, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Franklin Cruz Velasquez. It's 26 CF 1117 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Franklin Cruz appears to counsel Luis Cuevas for today purposes only. We have received a copy of the complaint. Perhaps, let me verify that. Is this your address?
Yes, sir.
The address listed is correct. Mr. Velasquez, we haven't determined whether he qualifies or not.
Okay, so you do have the right to an attorney. If you can't hire one after today, you can reapply or actually apply with a public defender. That's the info that they've given you there. I'll make findings of probable cause, and are not guilty pleas to the misdemeanor charges. And then I believe this is a case where we have a victim who wanted to make a statement. I actually see a digital hand raised if that person can unmute first. All right, I think you're unmuted. Can you just identify yourself for our record?
Yes, my name is Brooke Duncan.
Okay, and is that BROOKE? And then the common spelling of Duncan?
Yeah, DUNCAN.
All right. What did you want to say about bail?
I would just like to request that we are able to have contact. In order to
You're starting to cut out there. I heard the first part. I think you said you would like to be able to request that you have contact. And then after that, I had trouble hearing you.
Yeah, I would like to request that we have contact because we have a child in common.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Duncan?
And I don't know if this is the right time to say this, but I wanted to say that since this was an isolated incident, I didn't want to see him get harsh punishment or anything like that. I would rather see him get help for anger management. And that is all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Duncan, and I appreciate your patience. I know you've been waiting a long time. Attorney Davies, what's the state's position on bail?
The state is requesting $2,500 cash bail. I would ask for the sole non-monetary condition that the defendant have no contact with Brooke D. While I appreciate the victim sharing their wishes, the state does have concern for her safety, given the nature of this offense. Obviously, we're looking at a couple of Act 3 eligible offenses here, including the top line charge, which is pretty serious. It looks like, based on my notes, the strangulation was alleged to have lifted the victim off the ground by her neck, leading to visible injuries to law enforcement. Given that seriousness, the state is concerned for protection of the public and the victim in this case, and does believe that the no contact as well as the cash bail is appropriate.
Great. And Attorney Cuevas?
First of all, Commissioner, based upon BD's request to allow contact, perhaps no threats or acts would be appropriate here. Given the lack, I believe that there's a lack of history in terms of criminal history for Mr. Cruz Velasquez, any lack of missing court appearances. We are requesting a signature ban.
All right. And is there a prior history, any criminal record?
It's a little complicated. This might be like another case we've had today where individuals may be in our system under a couple of different names. There's at least an indication in my notes the defendant has an open OWI 5th or 6th. I couldn't find that immediately. It does look like he does have, at least under this name, that he's logged in our system as right now. He does have some criminal history going back to the early 2010s. I'm seeing convictions for things like bail jumping and possession. I guess it was possession of drug paraphernalia that went through deferred prosecution, so a guilty plea but not a guilty verdict. I don't see any history based on my pretty cursory review between the defendant and the victim in this case.
No. All right. And Attorney Cuevas, any response?
Well, Mr. Cruz Velasquez, as the state was reciting this history, is saying that that's not him. He doesn't have a drunk driving, 6. He doesn't have any. He's never been to deferred prosecution, so he's denying the history listed.
Okay. And all of these were Dane County cases you're referencing?
Yes. I can give case numbers that, again, I at least have in my system. I have 13 CM 1955 and 12 CM 929.
No importa que esté condado.
Sí, estaba antes.
Antes.
Sí, estaba antes, pero ya está pagado.
Pero dice que pasó de manejar en.
Yeah. What are the guy, fifth or sixth, I guess I don't have a way of knowing whether that is the same individual. Obviously, that's under a different name, Francisco Arturo Cruz in 24 CF 2591. There's a slew of aliases. It has a slightly different date of birth. If he was ever booked into the jail, I suppose if I pulled up the Spillman, I might be able to see that. But let me take a look at the older cases you referenced. All right, and then one of those is under Antonio Cruz Velasquez, has the same date of birth, May 13 of 87.
Commissioner, I was able to verify that the individual we have in front of us today was booked at some time under that case 13 CM 1955. It's part of the same consolidated booking record.
Okay, and it would be somewhat unusual not to get booked on a fifth or sixth offense OWI in that other case. You don't see any indication that he was booked in that
Maybe that case number again.
24 CF 2591.
Mucho tiempo en otro case. Una vez dos cosas. Una vez que. Well, there's a pretty strong indication that the sheriff's office does not believe that this is the same individual because there's currently an outstanding warrant for that case.
Okay. I should allow counsel to respond to any of that additional information that's been provided.
I don't have anything more to add, Your Honor.
All right. Well, I think there's pretty good reason to believe that the older stuff that's over 13 years old is this individual. The more recent and more serious conduct is not this individual. That's significant to me. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt with a signature bond. I'm gonna order a no acts or threats of violence towards Brooke D. There isn't a prior history that's consistent with what she's requested here today. What about time limits for a preliminary hearing?
They're waived.
Okay.
And again, Mr. Cruz Velasquez, we haven't determined whether they qualify or not, so.
Okay, and I think I talked about that, but if I didn't, they should have given you the public defender information. If you can't hire an attorney, give them a call. Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you, Ms. Duncan.
Next is Elijah Blackston.
Thanks for doing that. I would have taken my spill the load.
You burned it.
Well, I don't even have it up, so I'd have to go through the whole
Jeez.
process. Right, we'll call the state of Wisconsin versus Elijah Blackston. It's 26 CF 1115 appearances.
Cameron Davies for the state of Wisconsin.
Elijah Blackson appears because of the, we counsel with Cuevas. The address in the complaint should read 755 East Braxton Place. And it does qualify for services.
Right, I'll take findings of probable cause. State's position on bail.
The state will be requesting $2,500 cash bail. I will ask with the sole non-monetary condition that the defendant not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. In terms of the reason for the cash bail request, the defendant is on bail for a separate drug dealing case that involved cocaine. Here, the defendant has cocaine, heroin, marijuana, all to the level that at least indicates some level of dealing, or I guess the heroin and the cocaine primarily. given that behavior while on bail in a pretty serious case, the state does believe that cash bail is warranted here and a pretty significant increase at that.
And Attorney Cuevas?
Yeah, I know that Mr. Braxton has, as he said, indicated as a pending case, but there's no history of missed court appearance. That's one of the primary factors that you look at in terms of setting cash bail, and there's not that history here, so we are requesting a signature bond.
All right. Well, he's violating specific conditions of bail in a very similar case, and there's not insignificant weights that he's alleged to be trafficking in. And when you're doing that, you certainly have access to cash. I think that increases the likelihood of incarceration in this case or the underlying case. I'm going to set cash bail. I'll set it at $1,000, order that you not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. What about time limits?
Within time.
Oh, I have prescription drugs that I take.
Okay, well, I don't know that you want to say anything about the facts of this case, because this is all being recorded and taken against, or it can be used against you later on. If you've got anything you want to say in regards to bail, I'm happy to hear that, but you don't want to talk about the facts of the case. Okay, all right, we are adjourned then. Good luck, sir.
Everyone's